Hey everyone, welcome to a special edition of Athlete Actually. I'm coming to you live here at Babe's Sports Bar in Chicago for Parity's Precovery party to kick off the WNBA All-Star Weekend. First, I want to give a huge thank you to our partners, DNA Vibe, Z-Biotics, FemGen Wealth, Nulo, breastcancer.org, Now Foods, and everyone else who helped make today possible. This year's All-Star Weekend feels especially important as the WNBA is celebrating its 30-year anniversary. Already this year, we've seen a historic new collective bargaining agreement, new media rights, major expansions, and more investment in women's basketball than ever before. It certainly is an exciting time to be part of the women's sports ecosystem. This weekend is about so much more than just one game. It's a celebration of athletes, fans, brands, and all of the people who help make this incredible game possible. So today, we're talking with all of them to hear the stories that you won't find on a scoreboard. Let's see what's next for the future of women in basketball. Welcome to Athlete Actually, the women's sports podcast where we ask the questions athletes actually want to answer. I'm Elizabeth Montavon, a professional water skier and marketing strategist, and this show is produced by Parity, a women's sports marketing and sponsorship consultancy. Favorite people in all of women's sports, Caroline Fitzgerald of Goals. Caroline, it's WNBA All-Star Weekend. It is our Super Bowl, it's our Oscars. How are you doing?
I am honestly overwhelmed. The best way possible.
Yes.
Normally, I get to see all my favorite women's sports people in little squares on LinkedIn or on Instagram, and I get to see everybody in real life. I get to be in beautiful places like Babes. I get to see you and the Parity team. It's just like, it's the most wonderful couple days of the entire year, and I'm just so happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here with us in Babes. This is such a fun event so far. Okay, you know my show, so I gotta ask you the question.
Yeah.
What is your sports story that no one's ever asked you?
Well, no one's ever asked me about it, but I have told this story before, so I apologize if it's repetitive for some people, but it's a really profound moment in my life. So it's my first sport that I played. I played baseball as a little girl. I played with my brother Tanner. We'd be growing up, playing wiffle ball, t-ball, and when it was time for us to sign up for our first official Little League team, there wasn't a girls' baseball team in our neighborhood, so my parents just signed me up to play on the boys' team with Tanner. So we show up to the first day, I'm in my new uniform, I'm so excited, and almost immediately when we got there, the boys on the other team started making fun of us and teasing us because I was a girl, and saying, like, we're gonna crush this team, they have a girl on their team. And I had never experienced that. All I had known was joy from playing sports and being in the yard and playing with all the kids in the neighborhood, and I was really good, and I was better than my brother, so why did they think we were going to be bad? Because I was on the team. So I was really determined to prove these boys wrong. So we take the field in the first inning, and I was playing in the infield, and I couldn't have scripted this better if I tried. But the first three boys on the other team all hit ground balls right to me. And I threw the space, like 1, 2, 3. It was the fastest inning in the history of baseball. And I was 7 years old, and I know it's a little bit of a stretch to say that was like a defining life moment at the age of 7, but it really was.
Yeah.
I was like, never again is anybody, especially a little boy, going to tell me that I can't do something in sports or really in life because of my gender, because I was a girl. And so I really got on so much and feel like I am the leader and the person that I am today, largely because of that experience.
It's funny. It's an experience you would never wish on a little girl,
No,
right? Not at all.
Of course.
But it really shaped you into the Caroline we know today, which has been so important for the future of the business of women's sports. Just look at what you've made out of it.
That's very nice of you to say. What it also showed me, like, while I had those boys on the other team, they're also my wonderful teammates and
Yes.
my brother and so many other people that were just rooting for me, and the cheers that happened when those boys got thrown out at first base. So, like, yes, I was frustrated, but, like, it also showed me the very best in humanity as well. So I agreed, I wouldn't wish that on anybody, but for me, it was an important moment.
Yeah. I tell me opportunities weren't available to girls and women.
Yeah.
I just assumed, if I can do it, I can do it. And so really realizing how limited women's sports were at that time and still are right now. That was new to me coming into early adulthood.
Absolutely. It's like almost I was privileged enough to kind of grow up in that bubble and get those opportunities to play sports. And, there was never really a roadblock in my way. I'm so lucky. That's really not how it is for most people, especially for most young girls. And, I feel really lucky, but it wasn't until about we'll say 2019, 2020 that I realized how limited opportunities were.
Yeah.
And that's what really activated me to start goals and start doing the work that I do. So
I feel like we have been on a very similar timeline. We didn't always know each other.
For
We
sure.
had a lot of similar
Our
experiences.
paths were running parallel.
Yeah, we were close. Okay, the business of women's basketball, obviously everything's booming. I just spoke to Toccara Ross about the Upshot League. So, what's on your radar? What's your favorite thing about the trajectory of the business of women's basketball?
The thing that I'm really blown away this weekend, WNBA All-Star, is the way that we're seeing brands show up this weekend. Seeing brands sponsor events like this one, seeing brands showing up at WNBA Live, seeing brands put on their own events within the greater Chicago area. In these last 5-6 years since I've been working full-time in women's sports, I've never seen anything like this. And it warms my heart because that's what we need. We need brands to show up. Brands move the needle on media. They move the needle on investment in the league. It's such a key catalyst to unlocking all the growth potential in women's sports. So I think that's the thing I'm most excited about right now.
It's interesting when brands say something matters, kind of all show, and with goals, it's for brands to take the business case seriously. At Parity, we ask brands to invest in women athletes because they are the best storytellers in all of sports right now. So, message to all the brands, say it matters because it ends up mattering.
It does, and your team has all the data that proves that. I mean, this isn't just us sitting here talking and, just guessing that this is good business. All the data points to this, that women athletes are the best influencers. Your investment in women's sports is going to perform. I mean, data doesn't lie.
Data doesn't lie, and we love tracking the numbers. Caroline, thank you so much for hopping on the show. It's great to see you.
Thank you for having me. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, I'm here with Dana. Dana, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Dana. I work in the sports industry, and I'm just really excited to be at All-Star Weekend.
Love to see it. Well, what is your sports story that no one's ever asked you about?
Yeah, so after my team sports career ended, I got into doing triathlons. And one thing that nobody asked me about is the importance of all those volunteers.
Yeah.
When I was doing my first Olympic triathlon, the front tire on my bike popped, and the bike volunteers came over. Even they couldn't figure out how to fill it up again. And one of the volunteers gave me the front wheel off of his bike.
Oh my God.
Finished the race.
You know what? I feel like that's just really in the vein of what we've been talking about all weekend. This weekend is not just a celebration of the game and of the athletes, but it's about all the people who make this sport possible. So tell me a little bit about your take on the weekend so far and what you're hoping to see out of the future of team sports.
Favorite things about the WNBA is how much joy there is apart from winning. Winning is obviously very important to us. I don't think anyone will tell you it's not. Right. But I think there's so many ways here that people find joy outside of the court, off the court, as well as on it. But it's awesome to just be a part of the community and see all the great stuff people are working on.
So far this weekend, Asia's dress last night on the orange carpet was, I mean, she's worth $1 billion at this point with inflation, right?
100%. Yes.
Well, there's so much more in store and a lot more to see. Dana, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, guys, I'm here with Lauren. Lauren, give us a little bit of the backstory, the resume. Who are you? What do you do?
Awesome. I'm Lauren. I'm in sports. I played basketball at Columbia University in New York City. Go Ivy League. And I've been in New York ever since.
Amazing. Well, what is your sports story that no one's ever asked you about?
No one's ever asked me about what it was like to play basketball in the Ivy League during finals season, where we all took academics very seriously. And I remember there was one where I think studying for finals, I think I got half an hour of sleep. My teammate got a nap in the training room before practice at 7 a.m. And we had probably the worst practice we'd ever had. And my coach was like, we are never having 7 a.m. practice ever again. And it was like, great. Let's not. Because, yes, we were all up all night studying, trying to do well on finals, write all the papers, all of the things.
You know, I feel like whenever I talk to women athletes, They never compromised school or sport. They're like, I just found a way to do it all.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that was you and your team.
Absolutely. I feel like that's everything. Like, you learn about time management, you learn about your priorities, and like where can one thing slip a little bit while you focus on something else, and you're going to circle back to that later, and everything will figure it out in the end.
I love that. So
Yeah.
you've been on the court, now you work in sports. What's your favorite part of everything you've seen about the 2026 WNBA All-Star Weekend so far?
Oh my gosh, the vibes are high. We love
are
everything.
high.
Everyone is so joyful, grateful to be here.
Yes.
And I think it's just a really great positive storyline across the board. We're here to celebrate women's sports, women's basketball, the growth that we're seeing, and it's only up from here.
Vibes are high. Lauren, so nice to meet you. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone, I am here with Toccara Ross. Okay, give me the full resume.
Okay, so I'm a Cyclone at heart. Those Cyclones graduated from Iowa State University.
Okay.
Love my Cyclones. I then went on to have a 15-year career.
Love.
Yeah.
Love to hear that.
Yeah.
Like when a woman athlete tells me it's been like over a decade in the game, like, hell yeah.
When I think about it, I'm like, man, I really did that. I
She did that.
I'm
She
so
did
grateful.
that.
I'm so grateful. I am moving with audacity in this part of my life, and
Yes.
because I get to coach the next generation, I talk about it a lot, and I'm like really grateful. So anytime that I can share what I've been through to my current athletes, that's what I'm doing right now. So yes, 15 years, y'all.
I love that.
I am currently the interim head coach of the Savannah Steel in the Upshot League. And so the Upshot League is an opportunity league that our hopes and joys is that it aligns with the W to be able to provide more opportunity for athletes.
Incredible.
Yeah, more roster spots for athletes, and in a way for us to get to develop them for the next phase of their journey. Because most of us go overseas. If you don't have an opportunity in the W, you still get to play and you still get to live your dreams and become strong, right?
Yeah. Right. I love how much, and okay, it should have been this way from the beginning, right?
Yes.
But I love how much basketball is a true career now.
Yeah.
There's a single human being on the face of the earth who could look at women's basketball and say that is not a legitimate
A real
career
job.
to pursue.
It's a real job.
A real job.
I have literally been around people who have told me, you need to go get a real job. What do you mean? I'm working all year. I'm overseas. Like, I'm traveling the world.
Yes.
It's a job. It may not look like your job, but it's a job.
But you did it back when not everybody saw it that way,
Yeah.
and I commend you for that.
I appreciate that. It's cool. It's been fun.
Oh my God, the stories. And speaking of stories,
Yeah.
I gotta ask you,
Yes.
what's your sports story that no one's ever asked you about?
Ooh, my sports story. I would think it's just like how I got here. Very
Okay.
untraditional. I actually, in high school, we were 0-94. Talking like didn't win a game. Didn't win a game.
Okay, and that's that on perseverance. Perseverance.
Didn't win a game.
Oh my God, okay.
Yeah, and then
Walk me through it.
amazing man who actually just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Kim Mole, junior college, just the GOAT. Found me in a small gym in Iowa and said, I know you can't make a layup, girl, but we'll figure it out. And he put me in for 2 years and just turned me into a dog. I went from having no offers to being recruited by some of the best schools in the country, and I got to go to Iowa State. And if it wasn't for people like that who believed in me, I don't think I would be here talking to you and in these amazing spaces.
Yes.
So that's my sports story that I'll live down, that I will just talk about forever, that there are truly people who care about you, and when you let them, some really cool things.
For other women.
It's crazy to think about that y'all trust me with y'all kids. I came here and I was like, all I'm doing is thinking about them. Like, they get to rest, they get to this basketball's on the brain all the time. I get to elite athlete. I get to help develop shot league.
I feel you because I'm the director of athlete marketing at Parity, and so that roster, they're all my babies.
They're your baby.
They're my 1,500 babies.
Yes.
And I care about every single one of them. I'm always in their corner, no matter what. You can think you're alone, you can think you're down and out, you can think nobody cares, but I am here with you. If you want someone, I'll be in your corner.
Yeah.
You get it.
Man, it's what a privilege it is to be able to do what we love and to share with those around us.
Yes.
And I'm grateful like Parity, I'm grateful I get to do this with you, and we get to do this with DNA Vibes too, because they're doing some really cool things.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what, like visionaries to, I remember when DNA Vibe first started talking about how much they wanted to invest in women's sports years ago. I mean, over half a decade ago. And look where we are.
Yeah.
Look where women's sports is. Look where they are.
Not to just talk about it, but to do it.
Yes.
And to continually stay at the forefront of that has been really cool.
Yes,
and
they put their
the
money where
CEO
their mouth
founder
is.
Perry is amazing, and I'm child of all of this has just been really cooking. So I'm excited to see how Parity gets to grow, how DNA Vibe gets to grow, how we get to grow in the sport because we're killing it.
We are. We're killing
Yeah.
it. And the Upshot League.
Yes, yes.
I mean, laying even more foundational groundwork for the future of women in basketball. So special. I love how your career has gone from you living the thing to helping others live the thing. You're building the thing. I mean, every angle. All the respect in the world for you.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful, and as long as breath in me, I want to keep doing it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Toccara Ross, thank you so much for being on the
Thank
show.
you. I appreciate you.
Great to see you all. Thanks for listening to Athlete Actually. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow, rate, and share with someone who should be part of the conversation. To learn more about how brands are partnering with pro women athletes, visit paritynow.com.